All right, the SP 500, the Nasdaq 100, we need to talk about exactly what's happening on the day. Yesterday, we made a pretty big update, and essentially everything we talked about happened to a T. If we look at the main thing of today, which was volume, look at how terrible your volume's been on SPY, around 38 million. We can give that a little bit of a refresh. You can see in real time, 39 million now, and with 10 minutes left in the day. So we assume maybe 45 million end of the day. Half of the volume we had on Friday. Like I told you, holiday week, vacation. I'm telling you, not a lot of money will be flowing into the market. But specifically going back to this chart, we're seeing the area of weakness we were talking about. You're forming a descending triangle on the Nasdaq. ES is holding up, but I'm telling you, this is playing out essentially perfectly based on what we were talking about this weekend. Before we get into more content, I ask you to consider doing two things: liking and subscribing. I literally make videos every single day on the market, giving you updates and unbiased opinions. And now we are starting the lives 7 a.m. Central, an hour and 30 minutes before market open. We are going live talking about the best picks of the day. And today's best pick was a Coinbase. So make sure you are considering liking and subscribing again every single day. And right now we do, just so you know, we do have a very special promotion going on, just so you know and you are aware. We are doing 50% off everything on our site right now, specifically for memberships. This is for people that are interested in learning how we trade, trading with us live, everything in between. This is not a get rich quick. Don't expect to jump in, follow trades, and make $1 million. Expect to join, put in work, and then see it play off, right? Learn exactly what I'm doing every day here on the channel. Let's get to it, boys. Let's get back into the content. So when we look here, again, this all plays out perfectly with what we were expecting. This is the 4-hour chart. Let me go down to about the 2 hour so we can see a little bit more. Now you can still see it's still a descending channel. You can still see that descending triangle forming out here perfectly, right? Still great. Now what I want to highlight here is the SPY compared to the Qs. SPY, what's happening? Like I told you, 395. They're holding you right there. You see a drop, you come back up, you'll pump above, you'll come back down. SPY, ES, nothing's changing there. Where the weakness lies is right in the Qs. The Qs continually are going down, right? We're dropping. Specifically, we look at the Nasdaq index, right? When we look here, this is where the weakness is. You're coming back down to this major level, 11.55, and this has become a pretty monster level so far, right? 11.6, 11.55. You've held below that for a large part of the day. Now, I want to highlight a big point in case we start to get a breakdown is 11.44. This was a major area if you do remember on the daily time frame. Remember how many times we tested this, okay? I just want to highlight really quick. I'm going to go to actually the 4 hour to see a better example here. If you zoom out, just look, that 11.44 coming back to around October 18th. It was a major level. We held above, held below, held above, held below, and then you flipped it again. So it's going to be a major point. And if we start to break down, that's going to be a major area you need to keep on your radar, right? Big level you got to watch for it. So I want people to know that right now. Going into ES, looking at what's happening here, S&P futures. Again, nothing that special, right? We had that descending channel, but in comparison, it's holding up a lot better, right? It looks way more bullish, give or take. Now, the monster level you need to be watching is 39.62 here on ES, and you're just chilling there. You're right below it, holding below it roughly in the 2 hour and 4 hour, and nothing special is happening, right? This is what I talked about. If you're looking to trade right now, the S&P and Dow are just holding, not doing anything in comparison. And we see that what's happening with volume there. Volume tells you everything you need to know. But when you come in here specifically, you can see that there's nothing really to do here with the SPY. You can try to trade it, over trade if you want to. I told everyone this was a mistake to trade this. If you did, congratulations, you probably lost money. I'm not here to, say I'm right and prove everyone wrong. I'm here to try to help you as much as possible. That is my goal here on this channel. It's not to make money off your views. I always tell people contradicting things that they don't want to hear. I always tell you the bitter truth. Whether you like it or not, I'm going to tell you what I see happening on the market. And that's why I said this was one of the worst weeks possible. And that's why when I go into what my trades are, what I was looking at specifically, people told me. They told me on Twitter, they're like, you're going to be wrong, you're this, you're that. We're going to get into that here in a second. But just know that when you come here, right, I'm trying to always give you the most helpful information possible. Now, as far as fundamental viewpoints, right, going into DXY, I talked about this. You had an ascending triangle. Guess what happened? You broke above this. What happens typically here? When the DXY breaks, when the DXY goes up, the dollar value goes up. typically stocks come down. Now we're seeing the Nasdaq get hit, but obviously the S&P is not getting hit, neither is the Dow. So I want to highlight that. Why? Again, I tried to tell everyone, when you're below this massive range of 109.5, you're going to get less impact on the market, right? But you are working your way back up. You hit that level we mentioned yesterday. You mounted above the key level, 107.5. So those are bullish things for the dollar. Now, I want to highlight that I don't think the dollar is going to go straight up to 109.5. And I want to highlight, when you hit that, I expect to get rejected, right? That major key level. And if we go back to this key level, it was your previous highs from this August and going into, August and in September. So I want to highlight that. We bounced 1, 2, 3 times at this level, very volatile, and it held up for a long time. So I expect when we touch it, it's going to get rejected at least the first time. Now going into VIX, what's happening here? VIX is still dropping, right? We had a gap up on the day and you've been dropping all day. So people don't really understand VIX. And I want to highlight this really quick. So people DM me, even in Discord, right? So you have to pay attention. Even that's why I say, when you join Discord, you don't just make money, right? You got to pay attention. You got to put in work. You have to, I can only do so much. I can only teach so much, right? You have to ask questions. You have to be involved. You have to put in the effort in anything you do in life. That's what, at least that's my opinion, right? So with VIX is not a counter indicator of the market. So if SPY is going up, VIX doesn't necessarily have to go down. We've seen it happen before. If you look at what measures the VIX, it's the volatility index, specifically with the derivatives market, right? So what does this mean? When we go and look at SPY, a lot less options are flowing in here. And if we look premium wise, you get your answer, okay? Yeah, you had some calls flowing in here for, December, but there's not too much going on here. A lot less volatility. When we look at what's happening on the actual book with stock, again, this lines up with the small amount of volume we're seeing, right? Again, this is just my opinion, what I'm looking at. Take it as you will. Again, this is what I am looking at, right? This is what's helped us over the past few weeks with looking at this movement. Now, again, I do want to highlight this week, I expect continuous low, terrible volume. I think it's going to continue to happen, okay? Nothing's really going to change here. What I would be looking for is yields. I want to see if these yields, the 10-year and the 30-year, can get back above 4%. The 30-year specifically. The 30-year is getting close, but you still are kind of coming down quite a bit, but you need to get the breakout to the upside. The yield inversion, as we continue to look here, I do want to highlight, you're still maintaining that uptrend, okay? You're at 98% when it comes to the inversion. This has been one of the best indicators for a recession and a pullback and inflation running rampant on the market, right? The yield curve and the inversion on the 10 to the 30 year, right? It's one of the most important, in my opinion. You're flagging here, getting ready for another upside push. If we look at what's happened here before, again, just look back at previous times. Downtrend, you broke out. Downtrend once again right here. You broke out right there. So again, not making this up. 1, 2, 3, third time's the charm, probably pushing back up again for another inversion. You can go back and look at time and history to see what's happened here. Every time it's inverted, you can go to 2018, 2008, and back to the dot-com bubble. Those are the big ones, for instance. So I'd definitely be paying attention there. So again, overnight, probably paying attention to DXY, seeing if you can get to 109.5. It's going to be a very big level, and that's what I'd be watching there. Now, again, going back to ES and the Nasdaq, you're probably asking, Tyler, what do I expect overnight? What am I going to be looking for? And this is just what I'm going to tell you right now. I don't expect much on the ES with the S&P futures. I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't expect a lot, okay? I don't think you're going to get crazy movement to the up or to the downside. I'll show you SPY as a better example just because most of you trade that more often. I don't think you're going to get a break above 400. I don't think you're going to break below 390, right? I just don't think that's going to happen. Sorry to tell you, right? This week, low volume. Again, this is your answer. This tells you everything you need to know right there. So when you're looking at this, if you're trying to day trade SPY or day trade stocks really quick and out, I think this is just a terrible week. I recommend taking a vacation, not financial advice. It's more mental health advice because you're probably just going to run yourself crazy this whole week. It's the worst possible week to trade. I'm going to tell you right now. Swings, best friend possible right now. But even then, you don't even know because next week you're going to have PCE and then you're going to have the Fed meeting after that. Those are big days coming up right now. And that's going to depict the quote-unquote pivot. And then we've also seen a lot of stuff coming out from the Fed, and I expect more stuff to be said from them coming into the beginning of next week. So again, I don't think right now is the time to be day trading. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm still going to make content, still going to go live in the morning for y'all, show y'all the best stocks possibly they could trade throughout the day. But I'm going to tell you right now, I think it's a mistake to be over trading. And I really think that's what it is. If you're trading right now, you're probably and most likely over trading. Now, I'm going to go over some stocks that I'm liking right now. Now, going into this Friday, I told y'all, I said my favorite trade, what I started buying a crap ton of. It was Coinbase. I told y'all it was the best of the best, the creme de la creme. And guess what? We were down over at peaks almost 10% on the day. I do want to highlight that. You dropped from around 45 all the way down to about $40. And you're probably going to go lower. Highlighting Bitcoin specifically, showing you here, it's probably the worst possible chart you could see right now. If you go to the 4-hour chart and zoom out, going all the way to November 9th, you're in a descending triangle once again. If you look at what's happening, you had a retest of your previous lows right here, your previous 52-week lows, you retested and got rejected, right? And then made lower highs and almost lower lows now. This is weak. You retested right here, this previous low you had, and guess what? I believe more pain is coming into crypto. You can look at Ethereum, look at Bitcoin, look at it all. It looks terrible. I don't really see the light at the end of the tunnel here. Ethereum's extremely weak also. So crypto, Coinbase, I'm still holding a lot of my position in coin. I still see more downside. To give y'all an example of what I'm doing right now when it comes to that. Again, my position, as you can see right here, up about 2,500 right now at the peak. I do want to highlight that I took 25% of my position off at around 5.5 to 5.6. And I did get in when I mentioned at around 4.35 and got my average down to 4.1 because contracts did drop on Friday down to $4. Again, that's my position, what I did. And that's where I'm at right now there. This morning, I told everyone, top stocks. I liked Coinbase. Again, you all had opportunities if you were in the live this morning. Again, because we didn't even start dropping till around a little bit after the morning, beginning of the morning, and you had entry opportunities. If you look here at a Home Depot, I mentioned this one last week also, but I said again, one of the most bullish stocks out there right now. You can see here on the 4-hour, I'm actually just going to go to the 1 hour just really quick so you can see I already have it all drawn out here. And again, you have that nice pennant that's formed and you've broken out and you're continuing the uptrend. Target is around 322. Either way, you could still be in some nice profits because from Friday, you're up around $4, almost $5 at the peak there. Next up, again, Boeing. One of the safer plays. Again, you're going to notice actually everything besides Coinbase, I like to the upside, right? Everything besides Coinbase. Looking at Boeing, I think you had your opportunity this morning. You opened up around 169. You came back into that support and you want to break up. Boeing is an extremely strong stock right now. You need to focus specifically on what's happening with China and the zero COVID policy. That's going to be the big thing there. You're about to hear the bell because the market's about to close. So bear with me. That's a big one there. I'm loving Boeing also for the upside play. Last one, I'm going to talk about Moderna. I told everyone this one also. Posted it on Twitter. You can go look. I'm not BSing. This is why I recommend everyone follow me on Twitter. If we look here, going in, I'm just going to come down really quick and show you. Again, I like to just show you so you have evidence, so you know I'm not BSing, no, I'm not lying. I show the losers all the time. Again, Moderna, my partner in crime, Jay Ream. Go follow him on if you want to learn educational stuff. I recommend following him on YouTube. Look in here. Clear supply level up here, around 181, 184. Okay, guess what? What's happening here? Getting rejected. 187. Boom. Shooting down. I told you about on Friday. Told you on Thursday. This was another monster play, people. I love what's happening here. I love Moderna. I think it has good downside down to 167, 168. If you break below that, it's going to come down even further. And I believe this is a big level, right? Keep it on your radar. Massive stock to the downside. Great volatility here. That's pretty much it here. I do want to talk about Tesla because everyone has questions and I like to answer the specific questions. I told y'all, what did I tell? Okay, again, I try not to get too excited or sound too conceited when I talk about some stuff. That's just kind of how I sound most of the time. You either love me or you hate me, right? Going on Tesla, what did we say? We posted this on Twitter also, right? I talk about it here. I talk about it on Twitter. I talk about it everywhere, right? Twitter is where you can get a lot of content from me, though. I want to highlight that. Tesla, I want to find that chart really quick for y'all. I know it's going to take me a second, but I like to just have this for y'all. Showing y'all here. Bear flag has been a lot of volume favoring the downside movement. Buyers keep showing up. Break the key level right here. Key level, 177.5. And I expect to, 181.5. I expect a retest of 52s. Remain over this level and we wait for buyers. Guess what? Boom. boom, boom. Where are we going? Let's go back to that chart and show you. Look how close you got. I mean, we got to 167.5, almost there, but in that range. Okay, I'm going to say I'm a little bit wrong. I will say I was $1 wrong here, but you came down. Tesla hit that downside play. I am not looking for upside right now on Tesla. I need to see the market show love to the upside, specifically in tech. You need upside in tech before you even consider going long on Indias. Because right now, once again, where's the weakness, people? It is in tech, and it's been in Qs, and I tried to warn y'all. Again, that's what you need to be looking at. That's what I'm watching on the market. I'll see you tomorrow. Like, subscribe. I'll see you again.